What is this for? I'll tell you why. This is to say thank you. This is to say thank you to the promise you made to America almost half a year ago when you sent your loved one here to Fort Benning to become all that they can be. And now we're going to see the result of that promise when they march down this field as part of the world's greatest United States Army infantry. During the third selection, I repeat, the third selection. I want you to come on down and participate in our world plays. The new center next to the keep on. Which goes right foot left, left foot right. I'll show once again. Right foot left, left foot right. Extra points for jazz hands. And the first few people that feel so motivated, they come on down and participate in the keep line, they get to shout out their soldiers for the world to hear. Is that all right, ladies and gentlemen? Bravo 254 and Delta 119 of the 198th Infantry Brigade. Make some noise if you're ready to see your soldiers. Sit back, relax, the show will begin shortly. And the first set of lessons, look at the Union Army veteran, beautiful line of delivery. This mission is based on the foundation of trust. You make a handshake with America every time you take the line. And if they take the trust, they'll
Just a few moments out from the past will emerge our country's next greatest generation, today's infantry warrior. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the infantry rifle squad and order section. The foundation of the Army's decisive force is the embodiment of the warrior ethos. For 250 years, infantry soldiers have had the most challenging job of any member of the armed forces. They carry the fight of the enemy around the world. They are the center bearer for all armies of the world, leading by example in the fight to defend freedom against ruthless terror. With the increased firepower and lethality of today's weapons, every infantry soldier must be trained standard with over 200 tasks to defeat our enemies on any battlefield. The infantry soldiers graduating today are accomplished marksmen and indirect fire infantry soldiers, able to engage the enemy day and night. They understand how to shoot, move, and communicate as a team. They are adaptable warriors who can fight as a mounted force with strength of gravities, from the sky as airborne or air assault, and whose training is the basis for elite special operations warriors. Most importantly, they are patriots from the time of war, raise their right hand and swore an oath to God and country, to defend the Constitution of the United States against any enemy. They call upon to fight building to building in urban terrain, to clear the ridges or mountains, or to deliver aid and provide security in areas stricken with natural disaster. These warriors make a difference in defending our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, the infantry rifle squad and order section. Soldiers placing the orders into action are indirect fire infantry soldiers who receive 4 weeks of special war-specific training. As the only internal indirect fire support for the rifle company, these mortar soldiers place the 60mm mortar system into action to provide indirect fire support to infantry squads, platoons, and companies, destroying the enemy, suppressing fires, screening rifle units, enabling their fire maneuver. The M224A1 60mm mortar system is a muzzle-loaded, smooth-bore, high-angle attack weapon that can be fired in the conventional or handheld mode to provide timely and accurate indirect fires with devastating results. The mortar section and infantry rifle squad are wearing the equipment they train with and will carry into combat. The 60mm mortar section consists of 6 soldiers. The section is led by a staff sergeant who carries the M32 lightweight handheld mortar ballistic computer, the RT-1523 Echo radio, and the M19 plotting board. The section sergeant is assisted by the squad leader, who holds the rank of sergeant and also carries the same ballistic computer, radio, and the M19 plotting board. The section sergeant and squad leader provide fire direction and control for the mortar section. They may operate together or in a split section as 2 separate mortar squads. Each squad has a gunner who carries the 60mm lightweight cannon, M8 baseplate, and the M67 sight unit. The mortar's maximum rate of fire is 30 rounds for the first minute and 20 rounds for each additional minute indefinitely. The maximum effective range is 3,490 meters. The 60mm mortar system weighs 38 pounds in conventional mode and 20 pounds in handheld mode. Each squad has an assistant gunner who carries the M70A1 bipod and the M4 carbine as their primary weapon. The M224A1 mortar fires 6 different types of ammunition: training, high explosive, white phosphorus, illumination, infrared illumination, and the mortar anti-personnel, anti-material round. squad leader is led by a staff sergeant. They are armed with an M4 carbine. The M4 carbine is the latest evolution of the M16 family and is designed for use in vehicles and in close quarters combat. The squad has 2 fire teams. Each fire team is led by a sergeant. They are also armed with an M4 carbine. This carbine is a fully modular with an integrated receiver rail system that can mount the M68 close combat optic and an AR-15 infrared laser designator used to engage targets at night. Each fire team has 1 automatic rifleman. They are armed with an M249 squad automatic weapon. This is the squad vehicle machine gun. It has a sustained rate of fire of 85 rounds per minute and weighs 17 pounds. Each fire team has 1 grenadier. They are armed with an M4 carbine and an M320 grenade launcher. It fires a variety of 40mm grenades to include high explosive, illumination, colored smoke, and buckshot. The M320 provides an invaluable indirect fire capability to the infantry squad. The remaining soldier in each fire team is the rifleman. They are armed with an M4 carbine and the M136 AT4 anti-tank launcher. The AT4 fires an 84mm shaped charge capable of defeating up to 14 inches of rolled homogeneous steel and breaching bunkers and masonry walls in urban structures. Additionally, each one of these soldiers is wearing the advanced combat helmet with the AN-PPS-14 binocular night vision device. This night vision device allows the soldiers to see in low or no light conditions. Coupled with the laser designator on their weapon, they can place effective fire on all targets at night. On their torso, they are wearing the improved outer tactical vest, or IOTV, which consists of 4 armored plates capable of stopping small arms fire and fragmentation. Additionally, they are each wearing ballistic eye protection, knee and elbow pads, and the water hydration system. Ladies and gentlemen, all members of today's Border Section and Rifle Squad are from Delta Company, 1st Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment. This is the modern-day warrior, armed and equipped to fight and win anywhere, anytime, any type of terrain against any enemy. These infantry soldiers are trained and ready to defend our country and preserve our way of life. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in a round of applause for the United States Army Infantry Rifle Squad. Led by Drill Major Sergeant Adam Mitchell, commanded and directed by Sergeant Jeremy Leach. Ladies and gentlemen, now marching up the parade field are the infantry soldiers from Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 54th Infantry Regiment, and Delta Company, 1st Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment. The The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Major Timothy W. Lindeman, Executive Officer, 2nd Battalion, 54th Infantry Regiment. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation. Remain standing for the arrival of the official party. Second time, 54th Infantry Regiment chaplain will offer the invocation.
Dear God, we ask for your almighty hand to be upon these graduates as we send them forward. May they strive toward excellence in all they do and lift up those around them. I pray for their families who have cheered for them until the finish line and stood by their side through the many bumps in the road. We especially thank you for the friends they have found among their battles, for the jokes and the hardships they endure together. I pray for your continual blessing upon their future. I now bless them as they step out into this world and make it better with you by their side. In your name I pray. Amen.
The official party for today's ceremony consists of the 2nd Battalion, 54th Infantry Regiment Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Larry A. Kay, and the Battalion Command Sergeant Major Matthew D. Peeler.
Sir, the command is formed. Conduct the graduation ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Sir, persons to be honored and colors are present. Take your post and present the command. Cast the shoot. Nail foot. Stop. Parade. Rush. Death. Parade. Rush.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for playing of the national anthem. Gentlemen, if you are not in uniform, please move your head. The infantry soldiers graduating today come from many parts of the United States. The flags of the 50 states and 6 territories displayed in the museum symbolize the broad base of our national defense. The company standing before you conducted a turning blue ceremony because blue is the color of the infantry. This ceremony culminated with each graduating soldier receiving the coveted symbol of an infantry soldier. Cross rifle insignia with blue background discs, and the infantry blue cord. Turning blue signifies the regular passage of these soldiers to carry on the finest traditions of the infantry. The infantry cross rifles, blue discs, and blue cord mark these soldiers as qualified to be the finest soldiers in the world, United States Army infantry soldiers. The soldiers most responsible for the training of these infantry soldiers are the drill sergeants, who the Department of the Army carefully selects. The drill sergeant campaign hat and badge have been a stoic symbol of professionalism and pride since 1962. At this time, the drill sergeant of the cycle for Delta Company, 1st Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment, Senior Drill Sergeant Jordan Meade will recite the Drill Sergeant Creed.
The Drill Sergeant Creed. I am a drill sergeant. I will assist each individual in their efforts to become a highly motivated, well-disciplined, physically and mentally fit soldier, capable of defeating any enemy on today's modern battlefield. I will instill pride in all I train, pride in self, in the Army, and in country. I will insist that each soldier meets and maintains the Army standards of military bearing and courtesy, consistent with the highest traditions of the U.S. Army. I will lead by example, never requiring a soldier to attempt any task I would not do myself. But first, last, and always, I am an American soldier, sworn to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. I am a drill sergeant. This will defend.
At this time, the official party will present the awards. The drill sergeant of the cycle and the distinguished honor graduate will each receive the Army Achievement Medal. Receiving the drill sergeant of the cycle award from Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 54th Infantry Regiment, is Drill Sergeant Christopher Bates from Tampa, Florida. The distinguished honor graduate from Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 54th Infantry Regiment, is Specialist William Porter from Gilbert, California. Specialist William Porter is receiving the Drill Sergeant of the Cycle Award from Delta Company, 1st Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment, is Senior Drill Sergeant Jordan Reed from Rapid City, South Dakota. The Senior Battalion Graduate from the Company 1st Battalion 19th Infantry Regiment is Specialist Tanner Oates from Middletown, Ohio. Specialist Tanner Oates' final assignment is the final National Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in giving these fine soldiers a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of 2nd Battalion, 54th Infantry Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Larry A. Kay.
Major General Tooley, Command Sergeant Major 8, Brigadier General Kinnery, Command Sergeant Dean, Colonel White, Command Sergeant Major Rooney, distinguished guests and visitors, friends and families of Bravo Company 2nd Battalion, 54th Infantry Regiment, and Delta Company 1st Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment. Welcome to today's graduation ceremony. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Kay, and I am proud to be a U.S. Army Infantry officer. First, let's give a round of applause to the Maneuver Center of Excellence Band, whose performance today honors the achievements of all those in the service. To the veterans and current service members in the audience today who've shared their friends and loved ones with us, thank you for your service and thank you for your support over these last 22 weeks. Before I describe to you the transformation and accomplishments of the soldiers before you, I want to extend my deepest appreciation and respect for the drill sergeants who made this transformation and these accomplishments possible. For the last 22 weeks, the drill sergeants have poured their heart and soul into these soldiers. They spent countless hours, days, and nights away from their families and friends and loved ones. They dedicated themselves to providing these soldiers a world-class education on soldiering to ensure that no soldier goes untrained into combat. You can liken their relationship to your soldiers' teachers when they were younger, except these teachers spent cold and wet nights with them, taught them discipline, strengthened their character, challenged their fears, encouraged their selflessness, picked them up when they were down and broken, and developed in them the grit required to thrive in the harshest environments. With that, I would like everyone to give another round of applause to the drill sergeants and their families for the excellent 22 weeks ago, your sons arrived at Fort Benning to begin the greatest journey of their lives. As civilians, nothing was really expected of them. They existed for themselves, and for many, this was not enough. They wanted more. They wanted to be part of something bigger than themselves. They wanted to honor their families. They wanted to be part of a team. They wanted to become part of the greatest fighting force the world has ever known, and above all, they wanted to serve their country. For the last 22 weeks, these soldiers awoke early every morning to conduct physical training meant to harden their bodies in preparation for the rigors of soldiering and combat. Their character and identities were molded by the Army values, the soldier's creed, the infantryman's creed, and the warrior ethos. Their personal courage was tested with obstacle courses and confidence courses. They were toughened with road marches, combatives, and hand-to-hand combat. They became brilliant at the basics with marksmanship, spending countless hours in the day and at night behind the trigger of every weapon you'll find in infantry units across the Army. They discovered the importance of fire and maneuver as they safely conducted live fire exercises as part of 2- and 4-man teams. They learned how to treat the wounded and to save lives under enemy fire. They learned fieldcraft, that is how to establish and secure patrol bases in the middle of nowhere, how to remain hidden from enemy observation by use of camouflage, and how to navigate and move swiftly and silently from one objective to another. Finally, they demonstrated every one of these skills in a culminating event lasting 72 hours, which included a 13-mile foot march followed by a 1-mile team-building run in full gear, earning their cross rifles and blue cord and the right to refer to themselves as U.S. Army infantry soldiers. These soldiers before you come from every corner of our great nation, from Florida to Guam, from Alaska to Maine. Many of them were citizens and some were not. Among the many benefits of joining the Army is that it's a great pathway to become a citizen of the United States. Today, I would like to also recognize 14 soldiers who completed the journey to citizenship. Please give our newly minted citizens a round of applause. When these soldiers arrived 22 weeks ago, they had nothing really in common. And other than a shared love of country, nothing bonded them together until now. They are infantrymen, and today they join the storied ranks of many before them who served our great country in peace and in war for over 250 years. Today they begin writing the next chapter in theirs and the Army's story. To the soldiers of Bravo and Delta Company, welcome to the infantry. As you depart for your next assignment, reflect on the transformation you underwent here at Fort Benning. Live the Army values and embody the soldier's creed and the infantryman's creed. Be safe, trust your training, trust your leaders, and build upon the foundation that you forged here. Be proud and continue to make us and your families proud. Male foot, brave and bold, follow me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Infantryman's Creed is the standard for all infantrymen to live by. The Infantryman's Creed helps soldiers understand that despite their very diverse backgrounds, all soldiers are warriors and members of a team. The soldier of the cycle from Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 54th Infantry Regiment, Specialist William Norman will recite the Infantryman's Creed.
The Infantryman's Creed!
Sir, the infantry soldiers of Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 54th Infantry Regiment, and Delta Company, 1st Battalion, 19th Infantry Regiment, are fully trained and prepared to take their places in infantry units around the world. Pass and review. Pass and review!
Ladies and gentlemen, as the soldiers pass to your front, we want you to take pictures